Hi, my name is Nikki Brown. I am with the Bridge 30A and I'm here today to talk with Makena Kimball a little bit about what she did this summer. So Makena, what did you do this summer?
So I spent just about 7 weeks up in Colorado Springs. The first 5 weeks I spent at Eagle Lake. We're at their program called Crew. It's a discipleship program for high school age students. And we serve the kids there, and we do lots of like the little background work, like just fixing fences or lining the trails or even making trails, serving their food, cooking their food, taking out the trash, going down the mountain to do recycling, and just kind of the little background stuff that actually helps the camp run, so the counselors themselves can just put all of their energy into the students, the little kids. And not have to worry about the little things.
You probably at camp, like it seems more glamorous to be the counselor, to be the person up front working with the students, but I think Jesus was an awesome model and what it meant to serve people, and he, at this last act, got down and served by washing his disciples' feet, which was like probably the nastiest, like lowest of the low jobs you can have, and that's the kind of model he set before us. So I just want to validate what you did this summer, because those things that happen behind the scenes that may not be like the front runner, what's making the brochures at camp or students come, but like that is like the washing of the feet, for that ministry, and so that's awesome.
Yeah, we cleaned toilets. We did over 500 dishes, like a round, I guess. There was like 3 meals, and each time you did something you had 500 dishes in like dish pit, we called it. And you had to hand wash the dishes, and I struggled a little bit the first bit because it's gross. Kids eat off of this point.
Oh yeah, and all the leftover food and scraps. Oh,
yeah, but it ended up being a lot more fun serving than I thought it would be, just because I was with high school students and even college students that were my counselors who made it fun and who made it enjoyable. You have to learn to serve without expecting something in return, because we weren't getting paid for this. In fact, we were paying for it.
Wow.
And so you really had to have that mentality of serving and not expecting anything in return. You had to do it with a gracious heart.
So my question for you is this: so when you left this summer, do you feel like you're the same person today as you were when you left for your trip?
Oh no, I am a completely different person, I guess. I still have my personality and stuff like that, but like I don't even know where to begin. Like the way I view things on life and how I do things or what I say, or just doing the dishes at home, and just the way I view I guess life too is just different. More of a almost joyful perspective on certain things, and more of a happier heart when I do things.
What happened to make you feel that way, you think?
I think one of the biggest things was my counselor, Carolyn, my Bible study leader. We did one-on-ones once a week, and she really, asked some deep questions about, my relationships with people at school and, what was going on at home. And I had to really dig down and bring out some bigger fears that I had, and, some things that I know that weren't right, but I still did them anyway. I had to learn to give them to the Lord, and I had to learn to let Him take control of my life, because I have a really hard time of letting things go. I'm a very independent, I like to have things, not like super control freak, but some just control of the situation. I've done some things in my past that I'm not proud of, and I've struggled with asking for forgiveness, because some of me thinks that I can't be forgiven, and then other parts of me are like, maybe I can be forgiven, but because I had that conflict, I had to talk to Carolyn, and I had to give it to Him, and I had to learn that I am forgiven. I would imagine that a lot of students in the South Walton area that are Christians went away to summer camps or were counselors, did different kind of things where they had an awesome encounter with Jesus, where their hearts were on fire, they heard more of His word, and really their standard was raised too, like yours is.
how would you encourage them or even yourself? Like, what steps will you take to kind of keep that going now that the school year's back and we're back at home and everyday life? Like,
you know, the first week I was here, it was super easy to keep up with my quiet time, super easy to like stay on fire and everything because I didn't have anything else going on. But then school starts and it's like, it can be a little difficult, but I've had to, you know, push myself to go to bed earlier and get up earlier to be able to do my quiet times at 6 a.m. in the morning. And then I have to pray too, and I have to ask God to give me the endurance to keep going, to stay on fire, because as soon as it'll become easier. Right. Because it has become a little bit easier. Another thing is having an accountability partner. Yeah. One of my friends from Eagle Lake, Isabel, she lives in Puerto Rico. But we text each other every day, making sure, hey, did you do your quiet time today? What did you read? Let's talk about it.
So do you feel like you are like encountering like a personal relationship with Jesus?
Oh yeah, because it's not, we said something at camp, it's not just a religion, it's a relationship. Mm-hmm. And so it's definitely something where it's a little bit more personal, where it's like I'm in the middle of school sometimes and it's like, Lord, please give me the strength to get through this math problem. Yeah. Like, and it just becomes a little bit more personal, like I can have someone to talk to. So yeah, one of the girls at camp used to say she had just become a believer at camp, but she used to love night times because she could just sit and she could just pray and just talk to the Lord as if he was her best friend, which he is. So it's become kind of in that area.
So if there was a student that was watching this that didn't know Jesus, is there anything that you would want to say to them or encourage them about?
I would just encourage the student to pray. You know, if they're struggling, pray. If they are, you know, struggling in school, whether that be school and their relationship with the Lord, relationships with boyfriend or girlfriend, with their family, just pray. And have the endurance and perseverance to open your word in the morning.
I just want to thank you again for joining us today. I really appreciate you sharing your heart and your experience, and we just want to let any of you students out there know that South Walton is full of communities of faith and different churches and youth groups that you can plug into, and we want to let you know that we at the Bridge also have Bible studies every week, and we have events once a month and outreaches once a month that we take, and we would love for you to get plugged in and connect with us. Check us out at bridge30a.org. Thanks.